Hello gentlemen and gentleladies, my name is Sir Stanger, and today we're going to be doing a little Q&A video, which is something I'm doing to kind of celebrate roughly getting 20,000 subscribers. I know it's not the greatest celebration ever, but it's all I can whip up right now, and I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. It's been about 6 months since my last Q&A video, so a lot of the questions that were asked of me on the last one are a little bit outdated, so I definitely apologize for that, but I think we're still going to have a bit of fun with it, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. A quick heads up for those of you that are new to my Q&A videos. I only answer questions that were left in the comments section of the previous Q&A videos. So if you want to have a chance to have your question answered, please leave it down in the comments section below. That is the only way that I will be seeing them. Also, because I am starting to have a slightly bigger channel than I did when I initially started doing these, I'm starting to having to be a little bit more selective with the questions that I'm picking. Most of the time, I go back and I answer basically every single question in the comments section, but I simply do not have the time now. There are too many questions and too many people watching the videos, which I'm very grateful for, but it does make it a lot harder to get through everyone's questions. So if I've answered your question before in a previous Q&A, I'm probably going to end up skipping it, so feel free to go through and watch all the previous ones if you want, and see what questions were already answered before you ask yours. But if you don't want to do that, feel free to leave a comment down below anyway, and I'll just ignore it in the future. But I'll see it, I promise, I'll read it. Anyway, we got a ton of questions to get through, so let's just get into it. Mad Swedish Gamer asks, what is the meaning of our existence? You guys really like to start out strong with these things, and I can appreciate that. From a logic standpoint, it would stand to reason that we don't have a reason for existing in this universe. However, I would have to say that if I had to pick one, it's probably to ponder our own existence until we circle back around eventually to pondering why it is that we ponder our own existence. Al Zitra asks, what is your intro theme? I feel like I've heard it before. Well, if you watch anime, more specifically JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's likely that you have seen my intro before, or at least heard the song, because it's very familiar to fans of the show. Honestly, I was watching through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I liked this intro so much that it gave me the idea to have an intro for my YouTube channel. So honestly, I wouldn't have an intro at all if it wasn't for this show, and how awesome the intro theme was. I was trying to find another song that I could use that I would like just as much, but I just couldn't find one. So I decided just to use the same song. I just thought it looked really good, and I got some help from a guy named Hex, who is an excellent SFM animator. I credit him in every single one of my descriptions because he made this awesome intro for me. And, you know, definitely, I'm very happy with it. I like the end result, and I don't know, I could not be happier. Laggy asks, tits or ass? Not gonna lie, I'm a bit more of an ass man myself. James Burns asks, do you like potatoes? I think that depends entirely on how they're served. I do like potatoes in certain dishes, but, definitely not all of them. Can't eat one raw, definitely don't like them that much, but, yeah, potatoes are alright. Virtual Viking asks, can you remember that one time in UGC where you played with Dane and against Salty Fish? Yes, I do remember that one time. Curiosity 500 asks, Sir Stanger, do you think you could make a Dirty Bomb video? I think you would really like Phantom. Now, I'm gonna be completely level with you on Dirty Bomb. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game, because I've never personally played it. I couldn't tell you with my own experience that it is, in fact, a bad game. But just based off of what I've seen and what I've heard about the game, it doesn't really seem like something I would enjoy too much. So I don't really see myself making a Dirty Bomb video anytime in the future. If the game is actually quite good, I guess, you know, let me know down in the comments section. If a lot of people ask for it, maybe I'll go for it. But until then, I don't really have any desire to play the game. It doesn't really look like anything that's up my alley. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I haven't tried it. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. Vision Spire says, I didn't think I would be in this video. At least now I got my answer. Thanks. Here's another question. Why is the rum gone? The rum was never there. You forgot it and left it at home. Bernardo asks, can you read my name? No, Steven, I cannot. Stackman asks, how would you change the Enforcer to be better? Or is it fine where it is now? The Enforcer is anything but fine where it is now. In fact, it's actually pretty shitty, but unfortunately we can't really do too much about it. It's kind of set in its ways as being a secondary damage revolver. If I could change it, I personally would make it do something a bit more maybe useful for the spy. I've always wanted to have a revolver that was specifically designed for destroying buildings, something I could use to maybe take out dispensers and sentry guns from a bit more of a distance, or at least maybe pester the engineer to maybe be more on top of keeping up his buildings. But yeah, I guess maybe I would change it to something like that, maybe give it a slightly increased attack speed, increased damage to buildings, but overall decreased damage to players. Something like that, maybe. Just something that would make it at least useful. Sippy Cup asks, what do you think of medieval mode and spy? If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm nowhere near good enough at trick stabbing in order to reliably play spy in medieval mode, so I generally choose not to. I usually just go demo night because I find having more fun with demo night than I do with most classes in medieval mode, but that's just me. Hopefully one day I'll be good enough to do it, but that day is not today. Cookie Fortress asks, what do you main besides the most annoying class in the game? Sir, you must be mistaken. I am not a sniper main. Neon1CSZ asks, what is your fave son? It's a joke, but I want to see his answer. Well, according to my quick Google search, Joseph was Jacob's favorite son in the Bible, so I'll go with that. Golden Sliv asks, what's your real name and age? You don't have to answer if it's too personal for you. I am 23 years old, and I will not disclose my real name, only because my real name is much too unique. It'd be way too easy to find out a bunch of personal information about me, but you're more than welcome to call me pretty much whatever the hell you want in exchange. Silver asks, are you a furry? Nope, not even a little. The Last Jera Khan asks, as a small TF2 YouTuber myself, what are tips for growing a channel in this game? Also, what are your thoughts on what spies should do against scouts? Both pretty excellent questions. Now, I don't know if I can be considered a successful TF2 YouTuber myself, as I still have a relatively small channel in the grand scheme of things, but overall, I guess if I had to offer some advice, it would be just to make sure that any video that you publish is something that you would personally watch yourself. The thumbnail is something that you would personally click on because it seems appealing to you, and the video contains the kind of content that you would find interesting enough to watch the entire thing. If you can't even entertain yourself, you really have no business trying to make videos entertaining other people. As far as dealing with scouts as a spy, unless you have really good revolver aim, just avoid them at all cost. They're really going to be pretty much a death sentence to you. You can't backstab them in a lot of cases. Trick stabbing them is pretty difficult because of how much faster they move than you. So unless you can pretty consistently land either headshots with the ambassador at a close range or just body shots with the stock revolver or something, just avoid them at all cost. Dr. Java asks, how do you choose your music? I like the choices. Oh, well thanks man, I try my best. Honestly, I try and stick within genres that stay kind of within the jazz and funk genre. You know, both of those are really kind of fitting the general theme of my channel, and there are of course sub-themes, like I've been doing a lot of, you know, kind of electro swing is in a lot of my videos, and lo-fi hip-hop is in a lot of my videos, but they all kind of have that same sort of organic sound that you get from like jazz and funk and those genres. So that's kind of where I try and stay my channel in between, but it's all music that I like myself. It's all music I listen to on a personal basis. I would not play music for you guys that I don't personally listen to. Hype Games asks, is there a schedule for fan games? You know, as good of an idea as that is, no, there is no schedule. I probably should have something like that, but my schedule is so kind of hectic, I have a hard time kind of planning those out. So if you want the best chances of playing a fan game with me, I would definitely recommend being in my Discord server, which is linked down in the description, as well as my Steam group, which should be there as well. I announce basically all of my fan games in both of those places, so if you want to have a good chance of getting in there with me, that's going to be the place to be. Soul of Power asks, may I ask if you could transfer any TF2 character into any game, what would the game be and the character? I'm not going to lie, I chuckle at the thought every single time I think about Heavy being a fighting game character in the Injustice franchise. Simply because I'd love to see him beating the shit out of Superman, and I'm sure that his like final ultimate move would be like being ubered and critzed by a couple medics and then just drilling into some superhero. Either way, I think it could be pretty funny to see something like that happen. So I would definitely pick the Heavy and then some sort of fighting game franchise, probably Injustice. I just think it's a really cinematic game. I think it could be pretty fun. Cafe asks, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, I think that depends entirely on what kind of wood. Matt Gamebro asks, Sir Stanger, how do you like your men? I would like for my men to fall in line, but my time as squad leader has been relatively short and I don't think I've gained their trust yet. Balloonicorn asks, can you call me daddy? I certainly can, but I will not. The Frozen Fires asks, what's your opinion on the kunai? Personally, at this moment in time, I'm having a hard time actually playing without the kunai. The kunai is a really strong knife, and I'm having a lot of fun not having to manage my health, especially when there are so many pyros playing right now. I find myself constantly on low health, so if I ever have to go and fight somebody, I'm usually going to die anyway. So if I can get a good backstab off of somebody and get some health that way, it's always a good time. In general, I'm just having a good time with the kunai. I didn't used to like it very much before, but I'd say over these past, I don't know, month or two, I've been enjoying it more than ever. Velcroz asks, you like jazz? Yes, but we've been over this already. Artie Pyro asks, can you and Lady Stanger do collabs? While I can't exactly speak for Lady, I can speak for myself, and that I'm fairly well known for being up to do a collab most of the time. Although, I am a forgetful fellow, and don't be too surprised if I end up forgetting that I said I'd do one with you. Nothing personal, I just tend not to remember these things. Roki asks, have you ever eaten a caramelized banana? They are good. I have not, though I admit you've piqued my interest. Person123 asks, what is your favorite pizza topping? You can't call it a pizza if it doesn't have pineapple on it. Mr. Grungan, aka Local Plutonian, asks, question, what is your opinion on the stereotypes surrounding the Charmer Chapeau and Spy in general? I gotta admit, it's fairly unfortunate that the Charmer Chapeau and Spy in general both have negative connotations toward them in general as far as stereotypes go, but at the same time, I understand where that comes from. A lot of newer players and, you know, young kids tend to gravitate more towards the spy as a class, and I couldn't tell you why the Charmer Chapeau is such a popular hat among people who are just kinda assholes, but that just tends to be the way that it is. I'd like to think that I kind of fit outside of this stereotype, but I guess that's just, that's me looking at myself in the mirror, so I would really need somebody else to tell me for sure. Triple Dot asks, do you have a Nintendo Switch? I do not, but God, I want one so bad. Mersu asks, can I have your soul? Sorry, but mine died out long ago. Cthulhu, because why not, asks, what's the fastest way to tilt a spy? I'm asking because a lot of little kids play him, and I want to tilt the little shits. Sincerely, a medic mate. Honestly, if you want to know the two things that really kind of tick me off, well, I guess not tick me off, but make my job really hard whenever I'm playing Spy, is just either A, constantly be turning around at random just to constantly spy check, which is something you really should be doing anyway, but do it a little bit more often than usual. Maybe even bait them if you think you know when they might be coming. Definitely can agitate them quite a bit. The other one is just to run the Homewrecker as Pyro, because being able to remove a Sapper with just one hit as the class that directly counters the Spy is just so agitating, because there's pretty much nothing you can do about it unless you directly attack the Pyro. So, you know, that'll always piss him off, usually. Mubi asks, what are your opinions on Star? And did you used to watch him? I did used to watch him, and I did like his videos. I thought he was a pretty good YouTuber overall. I do have to say, I don't understand what all of the fuss is about. I know that he did leave TF2, which is fine. He's more than welcome to go and pursue other things, but, I guess I liked his videos a lot, but I didn't think they were so amazing that we have to freak out about the fact that he's not playing TF2 anymore. I don't understand what the big deal is on that one, but, you know, that's just personal opinion, I guess. Gentleman of Hats asks, will I appear in a Q&A video? I get a lot of entries, so it's unlikely. Sophia Snuggles asks, what spy item would you remove entirely? At this point, probably the Enforcer. I think its stats are just kind of so fucked right now that it's never really going to come back into relevance. I don't really ever see it being reworked into something that's really useful, so probably that one. But my second choice would probably be the Diamondback, just because it is way too overpowered in terms of just how generally easy it is to use and get crits with. I really don't care what your opinion is on this one. I will disagree with you. I do think the Diamondback needs a nerf. And so I would remove that one second if, for whatever reason, I couldn't remove the Enforcer. May Minx asks, do you love me? Look, I really thought we were on a roll and everything, but then you decided not to call me back. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin this one on you. So no, not anymore. This next one isn't a question. I just thought it was funny. Gentle ladies? Keep uploading, I like your vids. Every time I read this comment, all I can think of is that they commented questioning my little intro line, and then immediately backtracked saying to please keep uploading off of the chance that that one comment insulted me enough to make me quit YouTube forever. And I don't know why, that just cracks me up a little bit every time I read it. Torin Veronesi asks, what is your opinion about the balancing of the panic attack? Look, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I never really used the panic attack before they changed it. I haven't really used it since they changed it. I don't really intend on using it. It just doesn't fit my playstyle in any of the classes it goes on, so I don't know. Do you like it? I mean, it's really more up to you. From what I read on it, it seems like it could be better. It maybe it's worse. I don't know. I really don't have any opinion on it at this point. It's a Merry Quackin' Christmas asks, how come when you play Spy, everyone is dumb and doesn't notice you, but when I do it, everyone finds me? Oh, well, actually, the answer to that's pretty simple. It's because I pay every single person in the games that you play to specifically focus you. So, whenever you feel like somebody found you when they probably shouldn't have, or someone's hunting you down a little bit more than they probably should be, that was me. I'm giving that person a hat. Mayonnaise asks, nice intro there. How's the vlog in your opinion? OP or simply stupid? How can I post art in the Steam group? I make pixel art and I want to show you. Honestly, I think the vlog is kind of crap. It's really easy to counter so long as you pretty much know what you're doing. If someone's pocketing the vlog, it can be a little tougher to deal with, but for the most part, it's pretty manageable. In terms of posting art to my Steam group, there's actually a art discussion in there that you can go and post whatever art it is that you like. I definitely recommend checking it out. There's a lot of fan art in there, although it's been a little inactive lately. Most people have been sending it to me other ways. I will say that if you really want to guarantee that I'll see your fan art and potentially consider it for a video, I'd put it in that Steam group, because I have a tendency to lose it if you put it somewhere else. Deckstar asks, least and favorite unusual effect in TF2. Least favorite is probably going to have to be masked flies, but my favorite effect is definitely going to be vivid plasma. Crustacean Infiltration asks, relatively how often do you call for medic? You know, I find myself only calling for medic when I'm consciously thinking I need to do so. So I think I really only call for medic when I'm actually low on health or I think I might be in some pretty serious danger. This next question was answered for me. Leonardo Mateus says, I always wanted to main spy. I tried everything and I never became some kind of professional, even watching lots of YouTube videos about the class. When I play on American/European servers, my performance increases, and the opposite happens when I play on Brazilian, South American servers. Because when I'm on those servers, everybody does spy check on everybody. Is this some kind of cultural difference, or just different playstyles? Do you have any tip for me to improve my skills on spy? To which Hot Cabbage replied, from an American, we are all fucking retards. I really couldn't have phrased it any better myself. Spywagon asks, can you carry me through placement matches when they come? Buddy, I have a hard enough time carrying my fat ass up the stairs to my apartment building. I don't know if I'm gonna have any easier time carrying you through placement matches. Uncle Biscuit asks, how do you think we should solve the political quagmire in the Middle East? Unfortunately, the issues there are so deep-seated in the culture that it's gonna be kind of hard to do anything quickly. I think that's going to be something we're going to see changing from mostly over time, as culture tends to change over time in and of itself. And as we see younger generations start to take hold of the nations, I really hope that we start to see a bit of a different political viewpoint taking over both sides of the argument. Felix3 Forever asks, from 1 to 78, how much is your favorite letter? I'm going to have to go with purple sneakers on that one, I think. Ender Lava asks, what do you think about the Dead Ringer for the Pyro update? Personally, I think overall it was a pretty good change, and I think it solved a lot of the problems that we see with the Dead Ringer most of the time. However, I do have to say that I think it was a little bit over-nerfed. It's a little too situational now, and you can't really do too much with the Dead Ringer. So I would recommend maybe allowing you to pick up ammo packs to lengthen the amount of time that you're cloaked, but only while you're cloaked, to help make it so that way you can actually get around and maybe make your death look a little bit more realistic by staying dead for a little bit longer. This also helps you get in positioning a lot better, since you will have to wait for your Dead Ringer to recharge, so you might as well have a little bit easier time of getting into better positioning. That would be my personal fix for it, but I know that there are lots of other people with way better ideas who've been playing the game a lot longer than I have, so you never know. Anyway, you guys, that is all the time I have for questions this time around. I really appreciate you guys leaving your questions on the last Q&A video, and I definitely recommend that you leave the questions on this Q&A video. But really quick before I go, I do have a little bit of an announcement. To celebrate the 1-year anniversary of my Discord server, we're holding a little bit of an art competition that you can go and compete in. We have some pretty cool prizes available for the winners. I would definitely recommend going to check it out. All of the details are going to be in the Discord server, so the link to that is down in the description. Please feel free to head on over there and see what we got to offer. Should be quite a bit of fun, and the people in there are super nice, so you might make some new friends along the way. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys donating to me every single month. It really honestly makes everything so much easier. I can't even explain to you what those payments mean to me every single month and how much easier it makes my life. Also, big shout out to the item donations I received since my last video. I really am working really hard to try and make sure that I'm getting out a new video for you guys every single Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hopefully this will suffice for this week. I'm working on several big projects coming your guys' way very soon, and hopefully you'll be seeing some absolutely mind-blowing videos before the end of the year, but it might take a little bit longer than that. We'll see. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and with that, let's keep the internet classy. I'll see you then. Hello, my name is Sir Stanger. Hello, my name is Sir Stanger. Hello, my name is Sir Stanger. Hello,
can I have the attention of the internet?
My name
for 1 second.
My name is Sir Stanger.